Welcome to PetesGuide. This is Metric Monday, and this is Metric Monday with a conundrum. Last week, recently, I looked at this hollow wall anchor that's an M6, and I've looked at M6 molly bolts before, and last week I looked at, I can't even find it here, M6 toggle bolts, and that's why I had to drill the 16mm hole to fit the M6 toggle bolts in. And I know this isn't drywall, but it's the proxy I have at the moment, so that's what we're using. And drywall is softer, so you will be able to use less force to force a funky connector through the wall. But still, this template helps me figure out the bare minimum size of drill bit that's needed. So this week we're looking at another hollow wall anchor, the Gripit Versatile Drywall Anchor. And the conundrum is, not apparent at first. Let me fix this. I have opened this and used it and put it back the wrong way. So let me put it back the right way. And then you'll be able to see one of the conundrums. So, pounds, kilograms, 20mm drill on 5/8 inch / 15mm drywall, made in the UK. Well, this explains part of the confusion about whether to use metric or inches. But I found a problem with this, and I went to look on the packaging to see if I could find the source of the problem, and the packaging is silent on the source of the problem. I bought this on Amazon, and the Amazon listing shows, first off, there are multiple colors of these. These are brown, Gripit brown, and they claim to be M6 fasteners. The Gripit blue claim to be M8 fasteners. I don't like M8, so I didn't buy the blue. But here's the problem. Nowhere on this packaging does it say M6. In fact, it doesn't even say what kind of screws are in here. So I took this out, took a couple screws out, drilled the 20mm hole, and then I've test fit this. Actually, might take a strong fist to install these. This is the first problem I'm going to have with not doing this in drywall, is that these wings, these ridges, really should be biting into the drywall, and I may not have the grip strength to force the Gripit through the wood. But you're supposed to take a screwdriver, and I'm going to have to do a follow-up video on these because I found a number of problems. The instructions do not say what size screwdriver, but they show what looks like a Phillips. Foreshadowing there. So I have a number 3 Phillips, which should be the right screwdriver for an M6 Phillips. And I'm going to turn that, and that expands the wings. I'm not happy with how this seats. Other instructions I've seen show to use a slotted bit, and I don't have any slotted bits that fit this. The one I have in my M6 toolkit is too wide. It's the right width. It's the right thickness, but the wrong width. It's too long to fit in those slots. So that's a problem I'm going to have to look at. I'll probably have to buy a selection of additional slotted drill bits for metric size screws. So this is the first step, is getting those wings to expand, and then Ideally, you should do that after the surface of the plastic is flush with the drywall. And then we come to the screws. Problem one, that's not Phillips. So let's get the Phillips out. Let's put the Phillips away. Let's get the number 3 posi drive out, which does match these screws. So problem one, it doesn't tell you that you need 2 different screwdrivers to install these. One to expand the wings because a posi drive does not fit. And a posi drive because the screws are posi drive. And I don't know if I'm going to need the ratchet for this, but we'll start it by hand with the driver and see what happens. And this seems nice and easy. This might have been one of the fasteners I used previously. So you can see that, boy, I'm really going to have to redo this with prepper drywall because I don't really know what the range is of how this is going to grip. We'll see how far this goes. This wood might be too thin. Yeah, this wood is probably too thin because I guess I'm probably going to have to read the instructions a little more carefully about the thickness. But again, this series at the moment is really just about finding the drill bit diameters for installing M6 fasteners. But we're not done yet. This is an M6 screw with Phillips and slotted. This is the screw that came with the Gripit fasteners. I don't know if you can see that. I guess I need to get some screw gauges. I've been putting off covering that, but you can look here. You can look at all the gaps between the threads. These should nest. If they're both M6, they should nest. And let's see. Yeah, here's where's a good M6 fastener? Oh, here. These T-nuts. These T-nuts are definitely M6, and try as I might, I cannot get this screw to go in there. What, boy, I don't have anything. I guess I'm going to have to do this. Let's see if I have a bit that will fit this. I guess that will work. So this is the quote M6 screw that came with the Gripits. This is an accessory for a camera cage. Nice quick release mount with, well, I'll let you guess what this is. I'll tell you when I confirm it. So this threads in nice and easily. This is a 3/8 by 16 and this is a 1/4 20 because this is a camera mount. So of course, even though it's used worldwide, this is inches, not millimeters. And I guess we've come full circle since I started this channel and noticing that M6 was very similar to 1/4 20, but not similar enough for a 1/4 20 to thread into M6. Yeah, not similar enough for a 1/4 inch screw to thread into M6 threads, except for this, in which the threads are plastic. I think I might actually be able to get this screw to screw into these threads, which may be why they think they can call this an M6. But I don't think these are M6 threads. They look too big to me. I think they're 1/4 20. I'm going to have to get some more tools to diagnose this, and I'm going to contact the manufacturer and find out if they had a goof in their packaging, and they, like my goof there, if they included 1/4 20 screws instead of M6 screws in the packaging by mistake. But 6 screws, I don't think that's a goof. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say what I think might be happening, but I don't know. Maybe since it's a UK company and they're still in the transition between inches and metric, maybe they're confused. I suppose there could be a couple possibilities that are more nefarious than that, but I think my go-to bet here is confusion. Because boy, am I confused. This is PetesGuide closing down.